A few months ago, I thought Linux might finally be ready. Steam gaming works, Proton is better than ever, desktop environment looks fantastic, even Nvidia support has improved dramatically. On paper, Linux seemed to have everything I wanted. And after using it for nearly 2 months, I found myself asking different question. If Linux is this good, why am I still using Windows? Now, to be clear, I don't hate Windows. I've been using Windows for most of my life. It's familiar. Almost every game works. Almost every application works thanks to backward compatibility. And most of the time, you don't even think about it. You just use your PC. But Windows 11 started feeling bloated. Not unusable, just bloated. Every update seemed to add more things I didn't care about. And every time I opened Task Manager, there were dozens of processes running in the background. I used the bloated Windows ISO using this website called Sniggins, and it allows you to customize your Windows installation ISO. And it still somehow feels bloated after sometimes. And that's when Linux started become very appealing. But let's talk about the most people care about, gaming. And this was probably the biggest surprise. Gaming on Linux is much better than I expected. Steam is almost plug and play. Install the game, press play, and you play the game. And for many titles, that's literally it. Proton has improved so much over the years that some games feel almost identical to Windows. But here's where things becomes complicated. The issue isn't that games don't work. The issue is uncertainty. I use an RTX 4070 Ti Super, and while Nvidia support on Linux has improved a lot, it still doesn't feel as mature as Windows. Features like jizzing aren't straightforward, driver settings aren't as complete, and occasionally I would encounter games that just didn't feel quite right. Not broken, not unplayable, just slightly less smooth than I was used to. Sometimes it's Proton, sometimes it's the game itself, sometimes, honestly, I have no idea. And that's the problem. Every time a new game comes out, there's always a small question in the back of my mind. Will this game work perfectly? Or will I spend the next hour troubleshooting? Surprisingly, gaming wasn't the biggest challenge. Content creation was. I used DaVinci Resolve for editing my videos. And yes, DaVinci Resolve is available on Linux. But available and convenient are two different things. Getting Resolve installed wasn't too difficult. Keeping everything working smoothly was another story. There were codec limitations, audio issues, small compatibility problems, nothing catastrophic. Just enough friction to slow everything down. And that's where Linux started conflicting with my workflow. I work a full-time job. Content creation is something I do after work, usually when I'm already tired. So when I finally sit down with an idea for a new video, I don't want to spend an hour figuring out why something isn't working. I just want to edit. I just want to create. And that's where Windows still has a huge advantage. When inspiration hits, I can immediately start working. No troubleshooting, no workarounds, no surprise. The funny thing is that Linux was never difficult for me. I actually enjoyed learning it. I learned terminal commands, I customized my system, and I spent time understanding how things work. And honestly, I had fun doing it. But eventually, I realized something. Linux doesn't really ask for money. Linux asks for time. And right now, time is something I don't have much of. Most Linux problems aren't major problems. They are tiny problems. Weird bugs, unexpected behavior after updates. Small things that only take 10 minutes to fix. But when your free time is limited, those 10 minutes start adding up. And eventually, those small inconveniences become enough to disrupt your workflow. So, did I regret trying Linux? Absolutely not. In fact, I think every PC enthusiast should try Linux at least once. Gaming has improved dramatically, desktop environments are fantastic, performance is great, and operating system like CachyOS genuinely impressed me. But despite all of that, I eventually switched back to Windows. Not because Linux is bad, not because Linux doesn't work, But because at this stage of my life, I need my PC to be a tool, not a project. Maybe one day, Linux will become my main operating system. And honestly, I hope it does. But for now, Linux remains my favorite operating system that I still can't fully switch to. Let me know your experience with Linux in the comments. Did you switch completely? Did you come back to Windows? Or are you still somewhere in between by dual booting? Thank you for watching, this is Moxie and see you on the next one.